Awesome. Right. Yes, we're live. Well, Erica, welcome to our Bali Mastermind. We're all here. So thrilled you've been able to join us. You've been a serious inspiration for so many. And I mean, particularly, you're such an authentic, heart-centered, like a real servant leader, and just continually inspire me. And I know I can pretty much, speak for all of us. So thank you so much for coming on and sharing your insights. I'm going to just get the name of your topic you gave us: mindset, leadership, and the expert calling. So I absolutely love it. So I'm just going to hand over to you and let you take it away.
Awesome, darling. Awesome, darling. Well, first of all, thank you so much for inviting me. It's always an honor and it's always a privilege to be invited to share anything that can help others on their journey to getting what they want, not just out of this business that we're in, but also out of your life. So, darlings, before we get started, I just want to ask a few quick questions. Does anyone know my story? Better question: Does anyone not know my story? A couple of people. All right. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll start off with that because I think you'll find that our story is really inspirational because, to be honest, we were the dumbest people to ever hit the internet. Like, dumb. I can tell you some really dumb stories, right? And just by a show of hands, does anyone in the room ever struggle with the issues of mindset? Does anyone ever struggle with mindset? Cool, awesome, we're going to be talking about that. And I'm going to be sharing with you a really simple thing you can do every single day that will completely transform your mindset and everything you do in your life, okay? Does anyone in here struggle with the idea of being a leader? Okay, cool. Okay, we're going to delve into that. And I'm going to share with you the one simple thing that you can do that will turn you into a leader today. And it all happens up here. All right. And darlings, last question before I share my screen. Does anyone in here struggle with the idea of making an impact on the masses through your unique voice? Anybody? Cool. All right. So we're going to cover all of that this morning. In your afternoon. And guys, before I do share my screen, I just want to share a quick little story about how Alex and I got started. For those of you who haven't heard our story, we used to be art auctioneers on cruise ships, and we had a beautiful life. And I promise you, we never ever would have discovered the internet if it hadn't been for the crash of 2008. We were, cruising the high seas. We were going to, the most beautiful locations you can imagine around the world, and we also had a really, really good income. We had a six-figure plus income, and everything was just beautiful. Then the crash happened, and unfortunately, a lot of people who were coming on the cruise ships to buy our art were struggling to pay their rent and struggling to pay their mortgages. So the last thing that they were interested in was actually hanging beautiful works of art on their walls. They were just, literally, they were coming on cruises to forget their problems. They were coming on cruises to just completely detach from reality. And what we were selling had absolutely zero value to them at all, right? So we went from a six-figure income to opening up a commission check for $9.37. That was for 50 hours work. That translated into 17 cents an hour. We all have our breaking point, and that was mine. And I will always remember the day on this one particular cruise ship when I was looking at this check. We were sitting at our art auction desk, and I reached my hand over to my husband, and I put it on the top of his, and I looked him right in the eye. And I said to him, honey, if we work as hard on our own business as we do this job, we would have to be successful, right? So there's a couple of things I want you to take away from that. One, your breaking point / turning point, and B, burning all your bridges and having no plan B, right? So I did a ridiculous thing. Well, when I look back at it now, it was the most, it was the most powerful thing we could have done. We quit. We were 5 weeks into our contract, and we had a 6-month contract. So I literally burnt our bridges, because if you quit during a contract, you put the cruise line in a difficult position, you put your company in a difficult position, and they have to really scurry around for 12, we gave them 48 hours to find a replacement for you. And I was like, dudes, we're out of here. I'm done. We packed up our bags and we walked off the ship. So literally we fired ourselves, and we prevented the cruise lines from ever re-employing ourselves, right? So we burned all of our bridges. And this funny thing, Will Smith has this great quote, and he says, don't ever have a plan B, because it distracts you from plan A. right? And I think that's one of the reasons why Alex and I were so successful, is because we had hit desperation point. We needed something to work. So long story short, we were involved in a little MLM business, a little travel thing, and we'd met someone on the ships, and this person on the ships had said, you can make $5,000 a month doing absolutely nothing, selling these travel cards, right? And so as naive and as clueless as I was, I believed him. So based on that, you know, we went back home to New Zealand and we started to build this little MLM thing. And another breaking point, we were told to basically recruit anyone that you meet in the street, you know, go to the supermarket, whatever, right? And the crunch point came when we were at Vodafone and we were getting our phones connected. And I saw a screensaver this guy had on his computer, and it was of this beautiful big red car, right? And so I started going into a pitch, and my husband was just mortified, right? He pulled me by the arm. He goes, we are not doing this, okay? We are not doing this in the street. We're not doing this, right? And so we were in a position where we needed to work out how to get leads for our offline business, which is how we ended up online. Long story short, we found Empower Network in October of 2011, and we've never looked back. One of the things I really, really want to impress upon you is that we were so dumb when we started. And I don't know if you guys have heard this part of my story, but I was really, really struggling in the beginning. And at one point I reached out to my sponsor and I asked him a question, and he said, it's in your back office. I turned around in my chair and I looked at the back wall and I'm like, what does he mean it's in my back office? Like, how does he even know that I have an office here? Like, it didn't make sense, right? I was looking at my back wall. To confound matters, I knew that I did have some cupboard space in my bathroom. So I remember looking in that direction. I'm like, it can't be in there. Like, that's how dumb and clueless I was, right? So if you know, any of you guys had a Twitter account before you got started, if any of you had a Facebook account before you got started, if any of you knew what blogging was before you get started, if any of you knew this industry existed before you got started, you have a head start on me, right? I started from less than ground zero. All right, my darlings. So the reason I share that part of my story with you is to impress upon you that anybody can go from wherever they are to wherever they want. Now, final question before I start sharing my screen. Does anyone in this room struggle with the concept that you can absolutely create any reality that you want? Does anyone struggle with that? All right. I'm going to dispel all of that mumbo jumbo that might be going on in your brain, because I can promise you through illustrations that you can create any reality that you want. Now, darlings, I do understand that I'm your last speaker, so what I'm going to try to do in this presentation is wrap everything up into a nice little bundle with a bow on top so that you can go home and create any reality that you want based on the training you've received already and based on some key concepts I'm going to share with you this afternoon. All right, my darlings, so you guys ready to get started?
Yeah.
Yes? Awesome. Let's go. Okay, so now, screen share. I'm going to hit this little green button and I am going to go here and I'm going to start screen share and pray. Yes. Okay, guys, can someone shout out that you can see my screen?
It worked.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yay. Okay, so not so technically clueless anymore. All right, darlings, so let's get started. Mindset, leadership, and your expert calling. How to make a fortune just being you. So, darlings, I see that a lot of you got pen and paper, and that's awesome. I see a lot of you have got laptops. And what I'm going to ask you to do is, when I ask you to, is to take down some notes and answer some questions. And I will pause to give you guys enough time to do this. So, sweeties, part one. Yes, darling.
Are you able to make it full screen of those slides, or
this is full screen on my side.
okay, it's like with the slides down
Maybe
the side.
the play button at the top right.
The play button, so it shows the
Play button where? On Google?
top right. There's a little green play
Triangle.
triangle.
Hang on. Do I need to stop sharing my screen?
No, on your screen, a little play, just on the top.
Your presentation.
On your presentation, there's a green play.
Yeah, I'm full screen, sweeties.
Oh, are you? We're just seeing with the slides down the side. That's okay. I'll try and make ours bigger or something. Well, we're full screen too. That's okay.
In the in the bottom left, maybe there's like 3 little buttons, and one of them looks like a projector.
And you're talking about on my PowerPoint presentation?
Yeah. Yeah, we see your PowerPoint screen and all the buttons and.
and all the slides down the side rather than one big screen.
Okay, hang on, guys. Let me try something because I have a full screen here.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that button there. That'll make it.
Okay, all I have is a back arrow, a pencil.
Huh. Did you click? Yeah, so you clicked it and it shows it full screen on your end?
Yeah.
Okay,
all right, well, we'll just have to work with
we'll
that.
run with it. We can still see. It's fairly large. You can just see the slides down the side as well.
Why is that? Hang on, guys. Let me stop sharing my screen and I'll try again.
Try it. When you share your screen, maybe share full desktop.
The slideshow button on the top right.
Eek!
I think that's what happened with the other side as well. It was the same.
Yeah, it was.
Guys, okay, so now, okay.
That's
so,
all right.
Don't worry about it. We can
Let's just
still
go
see.
forward with this. We can still see it. It's just
Okay.
smaller.
Oh, hang on, let me, did that change anything?
All right, yeah, we see it. How to make a fortune just being you.
Okay, is that full screen now?
It'll work.
I'm sorry, guys, because it's full screen on my side.
That's all right.
Don't worry.
No problem.
We tried.
We can
All right, Dan. Well, what I'll do as well, I'll give you my PowerPoint presentation so you guys can have it as well for your references. And I'll just talk around what was showing. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Okay, so mindset, leadership, and your expert calling. Okay, so you've all got your pen and paper handy. So part one, mindset. In order to be successful here, you must rewire your brain for success. And the quickest way that you can do this is to repeat this super mantra 20 times a day. So, Diane, what I want you to do is write this down now. I am powerful. I am strong. I am happy. I am healthy. I am in balance. I am loving. And I am perfect. Now, Dans, I want to share a story with you to illustrate how powerful this is. You know, we're all energetic beings and we all have a really strong connection to the universe. Some of us know how to tap into that. Some of us wish we knew how to tap into that. And some don't believe it's possible at all. What I did with the super mantra is that I added a couple more that I needed to rewire my brain around in order to do certain things I wanted to in my life. And one of the things that I added was I am beautiful. And I don't mean I am beautiful in the physical sense. I wanted to embody a beautiful soul, right? So my first part of the mantra is I am powerful, I am strong, I am beautiful, right? And I want to give you an example of how powerful it is that when you rewire your internal representation of how you see yourself, the universe will respond to you in the most powerful of ways. So the beautiful one, right? So as you guys know, or may not know, I live in Romania and not many people around here speak English with me. And we have a wine shop here and it is just near the back of us. And on a Friday, I started my super mantra, right? And you have to appreciate I've been going to the same wine shop for 4 years. The lady who serves me does not know my name. She never speaks to me, let alone speaks to me in English. So I started practicing the super mantra on a Thursday, and Friday I go to get some wine. Out of the blue, she looks up at me like a zombie, and in English, she says, "You are so beautiful." And I nearly dropped my stuff. I'm like, what? And I looked up at the sky, and I'm like, you cheeky little universe. Okay, that was cute. That was cute, right? So this is Friday. Saturday, I go downtown and I'm buying some clothes, right? And I go by myself because, you know, I need time to, you know, pick out stuff and everything. And as I'm walking back home along this little alley, I hear some footsteps running behind me. Now, remember, I'm on my own and I'm like, this sounds a little bit scary, right? So I brace myself for whatever's going to happen next. And I, you know, put some powerful white light around me. And this little Italian guy runs around to the front of me, looks me dead in the eye, and in Italian says, "Bella ragazza, bella ragazza." Now I had to go home and translate that into English. And it means you are a beautiful woman. And I'm like, oh Lord, what is going on here, right? Now, Sunday, I need to take my dog to the vet. You have to remember, no one at the vet's office ever speaks to me in English. We have to point and, gesticulate what I want done with my dog, right? Out of nowhere, my vet looks up at me like a zombie and he says, "You are so beautiful." And I'm like, okay, universe, I get it. I get it. Like, sometimes you need really, really powerful signals from the universe to really hit you over the head, to make you realize how powerful you are. So, darlings, what I would encourage you to do is look at your life, look at whatever needs working on, and see if you can create an I am statement that will overcome the thing that you need to be working on. I have someone in our team, she wanted to put in there something about being successful in business. I can't remember exactly how she phrased it, but she literally just got an all-in sale in the March boot camp. And she reached out to me, she goes, "Oh my God, Erica, this super mantra works," all right? Because what you're doing is you are rewiring the neural pathways in your brain to believe these things, okay? So if you are struggling with mindset, I promise you, repeat the super mantra 20 times a day, you will rewire your brain to be the person you need to be to get the things that you want in your life, okay? Every day, stand guard at the door of your mind. This is one of my favorite quotes by Jim Rohn, okay? You need to protect your mind like a fortress and have invincible barriers up to any negativity, right? I like to pretend that I have like an alien. Yeah?
Erica, we're still on the first slide. We've heard everything you've said, but you might just have to click on the second and the third and the fourth.
I'm so sorry, guys. Why is this happening?
That's okay. It's funny. I've had that happen on Google Hangouts before. Sometimes it doesn't show the slides for some reason. Yeah, now we see.
Okay,
Yep.
so we've done mindset, we've done the super mantra, and can you see
Beautiful,
this?
yes.
Okay.
You can see that perfect.
Okay, is this full screen for you guys?
No,
No? Okay.
it's got a little on the other side, but we can still see it. It's big enough. It's good.
Okay, so do you want me to keep going this way, or do you want me to make it full screen? Do it this way?
I think you've got it. Yeah.
Okay, we'll do it this way. All right, Dennis, we'll do it this way. Okay, so your thoughts shape your reality and your beliefs, okay? So thoughts lead to feelings, feelings lead to actions, and actions lead to results, okay? So you control your thoughts and you will absolutely control your destiny, okay? I'll repeat that. Thoughts lead to feelings, feelings lead to actions, and actions lead to results. This is why it is so powerful that you control everything that is going on in your head, all right? So let's go down to the next slide. I'll go this way. Okay, that works. Can you guys see the next screen?
Yes.
Awesome. All right, let's go. So refuse to be a garbage bag for other people's rubbish. Do not read the news. Do not watch the news. Do not listen to the radio. Do not listen to negative people. And do not go into the Facebook newsfeed. People rebel when I tell them it's about the Facebook newsfeed. And here's why I want to share this. Darlings, there's a lot of negativity on Facebook. Yes, there's a lot of positivity, but there's also a lot of negativity. And what I find is if you really want to know what's going on Facebook, set the notifications for the people that you want to hear from, that you know are positive people in your life, right? I made the big mistake of, going through the newsfeed on a few occasions, and I found so much negativity that I just went into this downward spiral for about a day, and I'm like, this is not productive. So from that day on, that was about 3 years ago, I actually have never gone into the newsfeed. I literally set notifications for the people that I want to see their stuff from, and that's it, right? And also, too, the other problem with Facebook is it can be a big time suck, and your time is so valuable, and we'll go into that in a little bit later slide. So commit to an hour of mindset training every single day. You guys probably are doing this already, but if you're not, I highly encourage you to do this. This will completely change every outcome in your life. Read a minimum of 15 minutes a day, okay? When you read 15 minutes a day, it reprograms your brain for success. Meditate a minimum of 15 minutes per day, and I'll get into that in just a few moments. Practice gratitude for a minimum of 15 minutes per day, and listen to the daily shortcuts for a minimum of 15 minutes a day. Every single one of these components is about rewiring your brain for success. A quick word on meditation. Meditation allows your awareness to shift from narrow-minded, over-focused, obsessive, compartmentalized survival thinking to thoughts that are more open, relaxed, holistic, present, orderly, creative, and simple. This is the natural state of being that we are supposed to live by. Dr. Joe Dispenza. Through meditation, you have the energy to design and create any destiny of your choosing. So darlings, if you are not already meditating, I'm going to strongly recommend that you do so, because it is through the practice of meditation that you raise your vibrational energy to attract that which you want into your life. Literally, you can just sit somewhere, 15 minutes a day, shut off your mind, focus on your breathing, and get really clear, okay? Going inside is the only way to change your external reality. All right. Leadership. Okay. This is so very, very important. And I want you guys to really get this, especially if you're brand new starting out, especially if you don't have any results yet, especially if, you know, this is all kind of very, very new to you. I want you to understand that being a leader is a decision that you make. Being a leader is a decision that you make. No one is going to come down and anoint you and say, I now deem you to be a leader, go build your dynasty, right? It does not work that way. Leadership, and I'm sorry if you can hear my dog, but as you guys know, I work from home and I have a little stray dog. Her name is Lucy, and she is barking at the door, so do forgive me. Leadership cannot be given. It has to be taken. It is a statement you make about how you're going to show up in the industry. And I'll give you some examples of how you can do this. Leaders always show up as the CEO of a multi-million-dollar business, because let's get very, very real here. That's exactly what you're sitting on, a multi-million-dollar business. The hardest thing you will ever do is work at this as if it's going to work, not knowing for sure if it will or not. True leaders, however, will continue working until they get the results, until they manifest what they want. Until is the magic word here. You keep going until. Leaders do not give away their power. This is so very important, and I see people making this mistake all the time on social media. Think before you post anything anywhere, and ask yourself these 3 questions. Does this post make me look weak or strong? Does this post make me look weak or strong? Would a leader who wants to attract a large team post what I'm about to post? Okay. Would a leader who wants to attract a large team post what I'm about to post? And number 3, how does this make me look? Okay, I see a lot of people giving away their power on social media, making themselves look very weak. And my instant response is, I would never follow that person because I can see that they are weak. If they are weak, how can they lead me? The opposite is, if they are strong, of course they can lead me. Okay, so I'm going to beg you to think before you post anything on social media and ask yourself, does this position me as a leader? Okay. Leaders are unwilling to be stuck, okay? When a leader hits a wall, they always look for ways around, over, under, or through the wall. Leaders do not fall down in a big heap and ask, why is this happening to me? No. They accept that it's a part of the journey, and they find a way to figure it out. Leaders move on. Darlings, if this is the one stellar piece of advice you can get from this section of the training, is figure it out. Okay, whatever it is that you are stuck on, choose to figure it out. Because those who choose to figure it out go straight to the top. Those who choose to stay stuck, stay stuck. And everything is figure-outable. Okay, and the beautiful thing is that when you do figure stuff out, you feel your power, you feel strong, and you know that you can go to the next step. So be unwilling to be stuck. Leaders know that there is nothing more important than producing, okay? Always look at your current activity and ask yourself, is this activity going to bring me closer to my goals or further away from my goals? And I'll give you an example of how this works. If your goal is to make $10,000 per month, and you have 20 hours per week to put towards your business, that means every hour you work in your business needs to bring you a return of $125, okay? So that's 20 hours a week times 4 weeks times 125 equals $10,000, meaning if you're playing around on Facebook or doing activities that will not return you 125 hours, $125 per hour during your 20 hours of working per week, do not do that activity. Do not do that activity. Your time is worth X amount. And if the thing that you're doing is not worthy of paying you $125 an hour, don't do it. Leaders know that they add value, okay? People want to listen to what a leader has to say. So always be asking these 3 questions. Does what I'm about to say add value? Can someone walk away from this piece of content and move forward in their business because of what I've shared? Does this content enhance someone's life in any way, shape, or form? Okay? So again, does what I'm about to say add value? Can someone walk away from this piece of content and move forward in their business because of what I've shared? And does this content enhance someone's life in any way, shape, or form? Leaders love exposure, okay? And guys, this is really, really hard when you're kind of just starting out, right? Because, and guys, I remember the very, very first Google Hangout I was ever invited to be on. I cannot believe it was with Lisa Grossman, and I nearly had a heart attack on the spot. My face went bright red. I was completely mortified. I stumbled over every single word. I was as nervous as anything, right? But I knew I had to say yes to every single invitation, and that was my very first one. So what I encourage you to do to step into your leadership is to say yes to every Hangout invitation you're invited to speak on. Say yes to every podcast interview that you're invited to speak on. Say yes to every opportunity that gives you exposure, even and especially if it makes you feel uncomfortable, right? As we all know, when you get uncomfortable, you grow. And if you are not growing, you are dying. So choose the things that make you uncomfortable and keep doing them until they become comfortable. Become the leader that others want to follow. Your prospects are looking at everyone, not just you. So you need to position yourself as the leader that people want to follow. So how do you do that, you ask? Prospects join leaders who share their story, make them feel you'll support them, feel that you'll help them win, send them videos, and give them a compelling reason to join, okay? So prospects join leaders who share their story, make them feel that you'll support them, feel that you'll help them win, send them videos, and give them a compelling reason to join. This is so very important, and I cannot stress this strongly enough. What is your unique selling proposition? And this comes down to self-analysis. What is so unique about you that people would rather join you over someone else? How do you stand apart from everyone else? What do you have to offer that no one else has? And always leave people with the impression that you are the better option to join, but of course, never tear anyone else down to build yourself up. If you do that, you lower your integrity in the marketplace. Always edify people around you, right? Never tear anyone else down to build yourself up. You all have a unique selling proposition, something that is so unique to you and only you. And the only way you can find that is to go inside and ask yourself a couple of revealing questions that I'll be sharing with you towards the end of this presentation. You must find a way to stand out. How to get out of the newbie zone fast. Okay, guys, this is so very important, and I so often see people missing the mark on this one, right? If you want to get to leadership fast, you need to know how to step out of the newbie zone fast, and it is so easy to do. 1, always be promoting your last result. If you are brand new in this industry and you get a result, promote it, right? You must learn how to self-promote. How many leads you got that day? How many new team members you enrolled that day? How many hits you got to your blog, right? Or find any result that you have, right? And promote it on your wall, right? Promote your last result, always. Create a result and then position that result to give you power in the eyes of your, in the eyes of your prospect. Understand, and this is so very important, understand that your prospects know less than you do. And in the eyes of a brand new person, you are a guru, right? If I was absolutely brand new and you showed me that you know how to get 5 leads in a day, man, I'd be like, oh my God, I have to follow that person. They know how to get 5 leads a day. I don't know anything, right? So always remember that in the eyes of a brand new person, you are a guru. Learn something new, implement it, get a result, and teach it. This is something that's really, really cool for you guys to do, to promote on social media. If you have learned out, let's say you guys are doing Instagram, right? And you've learned how to get, like, you know, I don't know, 10,000 followers or something like that, okay? I've broken down the exact strategy I've used to get 10,000 followers on Instagram, and I'll be showing you how on my Hangout tonight. If you're looking for a real hands-on person to join, I'm your man or woman, and I have the resources from, and you can insert your team name if you want to make this work for you. When Alex and I were first starting out in our first 2 years, this is the only thing we ever did. Whatever result we got, we promoted it on our wall, and we were consistently attracting brand new people because of that, because they wanted to learn what it was that we had learned, implemented, and had a result from. This is so important, guys. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself, okay? How can people follow you if you don't believe in you first? You must believe in you. You must believe in your ability to lead. You must believe in your ability to train. You must believe in your ability to help your team get results. Believe in you first, and the magic will happen. Mind your language, okay? This is so important. All of these points are really important, but this one's a real big one, okay? Be very aware of how you talk to yourself, okay? Your brain does not know the difference between a lie and the truth. So replace any negative monkey chatter with a powerful alternative the moment you catch yourself saying it, right? Some of us, if our best friend spoke to us the way we do, we would not be best friends with that person. If our spouse, right, spoke to us the way we speak to ourselves, we wouldn't be with them anymore, right? So it can be a really, really bad neighborhood up there, right? So mind your language. Be very aware of the stuff you are saying to yourself and replace it immediately with something powerful, right? Even if it's just, you know, self-deprecating humor, stop that, okay? Because your brain doesn't know that you're trying to be funny, right? Your brain thinks that's the truth. So watch the stuff that you're saying and flip it around to a positive every time you catch yourself. In our team, right, if someone says something dumb, like on a team hangout, we all jump on them. Reframe, right? And it's gotten to the point where, like, if they say a dumb thing, it's like they're being shot with electricity, like an electric barbed wire fence, right? And they're like, oh, yeah, I've got to stop saying that, right? We are rewiring their brains to think positively all the time. A leader gives people a reason to join them, okay? They offer bonuses, they offer services and coaching, and ultimately, they offer value, okay? Understand that with the resources you have at your fingertips, with all the products that you have access to, with all of the team leaders you have access to, with all the information that you've learned in this mastermind, you have massive value to offer someone outside of this environment, right? A lot of times, we do not give ourselves enough credit for how much value we have. Do you realize that some people on the outside will pay $5,000 just to have people set up a blog for them? You can help someone set up a blog for a lot less than that, right? Like 47 bucks, right? So sometimes we do not appreciate the massive value we have to offer to brand new people coming into our industry, okay? So really embrace the products that you have. Go through your products, become a product of your products, and share that value with your audience. And people will join you because of that. Leaders have a vision. Darlings, this is so very important, okay? It is really important to have your own reason why. It is really important to know why you are doing something and having a vision for yourself. But I also believe that you must have a vision for people who will be joining you, okay? What do you stand for? Your vision is no good if no one knows about it. The moment everyone understands your vision, your business will grow. So think about that really carefully. You probably have a vision for yourself. You probably have a really strong reason why you're doing this business. But how can you extend that to the masses? What could be your vision for the masses? Who do you want to empower? What effect do you want to have on the masses? Speak your vision, speak it often, speak it loudly, and allow people to step into your vision with you. Leaders are laser focused, okay? Put the blinders on. Put the blinders on, stare in one direction until you get the results that you want. The person who is the most focused will grow the biggest business every single time. Do not look left, do not look right, look straight ahead of what you're doing. It doesn't matter what Joe Blow's doing over there. It doesn't matter what Jane Flo's doing over there. It does not matter. What matters is you are doing something right here, okay? I just want to share a quick story with you. I read in a book, two guys, right? They go into business and they look at their business like a big field of grass, like a big plantation, okay? One guy starts digging in the field, right? Doesn't hit gold straight away. So he moves from that spot and he goes to another spot, starts digging a hole, right? He digs for a little bit, maybe 90 days or so, doesn't get any gold. So he moves on and he moves on and he moves on and he moves on, right? And at the end of his career, his plantation looks like a whole lot of big potholes. It's a big mess, right? The other guy, however, he's got his huge plantation laid out in front of him. He starts digging a hole for, a couple of months. Doesn't hit any gold. He's like, that's all good. It's got a big plantation here, right? So he keeps digging a little bit longer. Still doesn't quite get the results he's looking for. And then one day, because he's dug so deep in this one hole in this big plantation, right? He strikes a mountain of gold. And I promise you, if you stay laser focused, there is gold in your mountain. You keep with your pickaxe and you just keep chipping away until you strike that vein of gold. And when you strike that vein of gold, everything will explode around you. Stay laser focused. He or she who is most consistent for the longest period of time will always win. But you will only win by consistency and laser focus. Leaders do not seek perfection, they seek results. Money loves speed. Darlings, do not worry about being perfect. Don't worry about having a perfect blog. The ugliest blogs make the most money. Do not worry about having the perfect video. Trust me, the worst videos, trust me, make the most impression on your viewers. Okay, people don't want to see that you're perfect. They want to see that you're moving forward in a certain direction, okay? Money loves speed. Leaders transfer hope. Okay, the only thing that you can give people is hope. You cannot transfer your skill set, but you can transfer inspiration and hope. And that's what 90% of this business is all about. The transference of inspiration and hope. Leaders say, I have been where you are and I know the way out. Follow me and I will show you the way. Okay? Follow me and I will show you the way. Leaders know that there are going to be really good days, there are going to be bad days, there are going to be really amazing days, and there are going to be some super crappy days, okay? But they don't care because they know that the end result is winning. They know that the cost of success is cheaper than the cost of failure, okay? So remember to keep that mindset about you. When you're having a really crappy day in your business, it's all good, right? Because the beautiful days are ahead. I always remember Tracy Walker saying this on stage in Chicago. I've never forgotten it. She goes, sometimes you got to get through the shit to get to the sugar, right? And that is my favorite expression I think I've ever heard at an event, right? Sometimes you just got to go through the shit to get to the sugar, and you just keep digging until. Leaders get to events and masterminds like you guys, right? You being in this environment here. And why do they do that? They do that to go home the person they need to be to get things done, to meet the people who will change their lives, because they're prepared to do the uncomfortable until it becomes comfortable. I'm sure a lot of you did some really uncomfortable things to get here this weekend, right? You are prepared to do the uncomfortable until it becomes comfortable. That's why you are a leader. They also go to events and masterminds because they want to have what the leaders they see have, and you can only get that by getting to events. So congratulations to each and every one of you being here, because not everyone gets to events, but leaders do. So in this section of my presentation, I hope I've instilled upon you the fact that you are already leaders sitting in this room right here, right now. You are already a leader. The only thing you need to do from this point on is step into that role and show up as. Okay. Now, I'm not talking like faking it, acting as if. I'm talking about being the leader that you are. And a lot of times it's a big leap to go from where you think you are to where everyone else sees you. When people see all of these photos being pasted on Facebook, one of the first things they think is, my God, these people have so much access to so much knowledge. If I can just reach out to them, like they're going to share that with me, right? Because they're a leader, right? So when you go home at the end of this event, you go home a leader. You have access to information that no one else has. Use that to your advantage. All right, my darlings. So let's move into phase 3. This is my favorite subject of all, because with Empower Network, I truly believe that you can make an absolute fortune if you can tap into your expert calling and share that with the masses. We are a social media company, we are a technology company, we're an internet company, and we have things like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, webinars, you name it, to spread our message to the masses. Not just a couple of hundred people, to the masses. And people will pay an absolute fortune to shorten the learning curve on any subject that you may already know or may not know about yet. If you've struggled through something, anything, and you've come out the other side, you are now in a position to help those who are struggling with the exact same thing. If you've achieved the impossible, you can now make it possible for others to achieve the same. If you spent hours, weeks, months, maybe even years figuring something out, why not shorten someone else's learning curve and profit at the same time? Does that make sense to everybody? If you have spent hours, weeks, months, and years figuring something out, you can profit from that by teaching others the way, right? You're shortening their learning curve, and they will pay you a fortune for you to do that for them, okay? Sadly enough, there are a lot of people who A, don't have the time, or B, don't have the inclination to go out and do what it is that you guys are doing, right? They want the quick button. If you have the resources to give them that quick button, give it to them. Give it to them. If you've cracked the code of success in any area of your life, share it with your audience. Everyone has a message, and everyone has a life story or experience that can help other people. You have a message. Whatever you've lived through, whatever you've experienced, you have a message that can help impact the lives of your direct target audience that you are wanting to impact the lives of. Every generation needs parenting advice, real estate advice, marketing advice, relationship advice, business advice, love advice, financial advice, career advice, technology advice, spiritual advice. Everyone needs help in these areas, right? And sometimes people say, well, Erica, why should someone listen to me on any of these subjects? And I'm like, well, why not, right? You're a new voice. You're a new voice in a new era. Why not you? When an expert finds his or her real message and delivers it with care, compassion, and consistency, the world takes note. Here's a few examples of people who've done just that, and what I want you to fully appreciate here is every single one of these people started at zero with nothing more than a deep desire to serve others in order to improve some aspect of their quality of life. They also most probably started without the internet and without the resources that you have access to right now. So as I read through these names, I want you to see the possibilities for yourself about what you can do by harnessing the tools that you have right here. Tony Robbins inspires people to find their personal power. Stephen Covey, he took 7 simple habits for being effective and built a $1 billion training platform from 7 simple habits. Zig Ziglar, he's given the same success speech for 40 years. The same success speech. Rick Warren, he turned his spiritual advice into a best-selling book, The Purpose-Driven Life, selling 30 million copies. You may have a book inside of you. Who knows? You may have a book inside of you right now. David Bach started out giving financial advice and then went on to write The Automatic Millionaire and has made millions of dollars from giving advice on this one subject. Again, all of these people started at zero. All they did was they took an idea, they learned how to package and promote it, and send it out to the masses using their own unique voice. So how do you find your expert calling? Darlings, I want you to finish these sentences, and I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to write this down. And just what I want you to do is write down the first thing that jumps into your mind, okay? Be open and just write down the first thing that pops into your mind. A topic I have always been passionate about is. I'll give you a couple of seconds to finish that sentence. A topic I have always been passionate about is. And guys, if you could raise your hands and if someone could just yell out to me when everyone's got that written down, that would be awesome. Because this is really, really key stuff, guys.
I think we're good.
We're good? Awesome. The next one. A topic I would like to help other people master is. And when you finish that sentence, if you could just raise your hands and let me know that you're done.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. If I could research any topic in the world and help people master it, that topic would be, right? So maybe this is something you do not know about right now, but you've been kind of interested in it, right? If I could research any topic in the world and help people master it, that topic would be. And again, when you're done, just let me know.
Okay.
Cool, cool. The reason I think people need help in this area is, okay? So someone has a problem, you have the solution. The reason I think people need help in this area is.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool, cool. To start researching this topic more, what could you do? Could you search on the internet? Could you buy some books on the subject? Could you go to some training courses? Could you invest in some products, right? To start researching this topic more, I could XYZ.
Okay.
And lastly, and this is really easy, people I could interview on this topic include. And guys, I want you to think really broadly on this one. You know, we've got someone in our team and her specialty is law of attraction. And when she first started getting into law of attraction, she didn't think that she was an expert on it. And I told her one day, oh my God, I know everything I know about law of attraction, I've learned from you. I've learned it from your blog posts. I've learned it from your videos, right? The other day, she interviewed Pam Grout, the author of E Squared. Right? So I want you to think really broad on this. People I could interview on this topic include. And chances are the people you want to interview will always say yes. Why? Because they are leaders, they are messengers, and they love exposure, right? So people I could interview on this topic include. And let me know when you're done and then we'll move along.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, darlings. So you guys should now start having your brain be stimulated in ways that you can move forward with your passion projects, with the message that you want to take out to a wider audience, and it will start sending you more information on how to get this done. So what I want you to be from this moment on is really open to messages that you start receiving, okay? Because now you've sent out a powerful intention to the universe that you want to go in a certain direction with your passion-based business. Okay, you have come further than so many others on the highway of life, and the lessons that you've learned are helpful and valuable to others, okay? Whatever it is that you've learned in your life, you can teach those lessons to others and make a profitable return from that. Choose to teach people a topic that you already find fascinating and already love to learn about. A quick clue on what you might be really expert at or passionate about is to look on your bookshelf, okay? What kind of books have you got on your bookshelf? Are they marketing books? Are they inspirational books? Are they sales books? Are they financial books? Okay. Chances are the books that you are already reading have the clue and the key to where your expertise and your passion already lies. Okay. Choose a topic that you're willing to speak about and live and breathe for at least the next 5 years. Okay, you do not want to be choosing a topic that doesn't make you want to like jump out of bed in the morning with passion and excitement. Okay, choose a topic that you're willing to speak about and live and breathe for at least the next 5 years. Define your story. What is a story of struggle from your past that can illustrate to your audience that you have struggled through something similar to what they are struggling through? One of the reasons why I always tell the clueless newbie story is because our target audience are clueless newbies, right? They think they are really, really clueless. And then I tell them the story that I didn't know where my back office was. And all of a sudden they're like, oh my God, I get that, girl. Okay, I'm not that dumb, right? So define your story, okay? What is it that you've struggled through? You've come out the other side, right? And what lessons can you share with people? And I promise you, your story, even more than fancy degrees or a lifetime success in your topic or industry, is often the central piece in building your credibility. Okay. Remember that people relate to people's struggles more than they do people's successes, right? We all love, you know, the rags to riches story, right? But who loves a riches to riches story? Nobody, right? We all love the rags to riches story. Your audience wants to know who you are and what you've been through in life, what you've overcome and how, what you've figured out along the way, what you've succeeded at and got results with, and what you're going to teach them so that they can apply now to live a better life. Okay? They want to know who you are and what you've been through, what you've overcome and how, what you've figured out along the way, what you've succeeded at and your results, and what you're going to teach them that they can apply now to better their own lives. Now, create the solution. And this is why Udeanu was so phenomenal, right? Because we teach you guys how to do this, right? So you create the solution by way of how-to ebooks, blog posts, your daily videos, whether it's on Facebook, Facebook Lives, or your YouTube videos. You can do webinars, you can do live events, right? Like you guys are doing right now, live events. You can do live events, of course, on the internet. You can do workshops, and you can do training programs, okay? And at the end of this presentation, I'm going to share with you one book that gives you the entire blueprint on how to take what you're thinking about now to $1 million message. And I'll share that right at the end of this training, okay? So that's how you create the solution. How-to ebooks, blog posts, videos, webinars, live events, workshops, training programs. First step, okay? I hope you guys are blogging, right? I hope you guys are blogging. I know there's not a huge emphasis on blogging right now, but it is your real estate online. When people are going to check you out, let's say you're getting leads from YouTube, or you're getting leads from Facebook, or you're getting leads from Instagram or something like that, right? People still want to check you out. They want to know if you're the real deal. So one of the first things they're going to do is they're going to Google your name, or they're going to Google something about you. And if you've got a blog popping up there on the internet, especially if it's on the first, 10 spots on page 1, bam, you are an authority, right? In their eyes, you are already an authority on the subject that you are talking about, right? So use your Kalatu blog, I beg you. Create valuable free content, capture leads, make money. That's it. Create content, capture leads, make money. Use your blog. There is no traffic beyond the extra mile. Okay, we're coming to a close now, my darlings. The best experts are driven by empathy, compassion, and altruism. They are servant leaders. You guys all heard from Rui this weekend. He is the true epitome of a leader driven by empathy, compassion, and altruism. He is the epitome of a servant leader. This is what it means to go beyond the extra mile. There is no traffic beyond the extra mile. If people spend as much time worrying about how to make a difference as they do about how they could make money, then they would soon find themselves rich beyond belief. And I'm not talking about just being rich in your bank account, because that will absolutely follow. But I'm talking about being rich in your soul. I've made a lot of money in my life outside of Empower Network, and I was as empty as a shallow cadaver. Empty, right? Money will not enrich your soul. Yes, it's going to pay the bills. Yes, it's going to get you out of a certain situation. But it's not the money that fills your soul. It's when you make meaning. It's when you have one person reach out to you and say, because of that thing that you posted on Facebook today, I can get through my day. Because of that thing, that video you just created and put on Facebook, I can go through another week. Because of you, I'm still around. Because of you, I didn't quit, right? That's a whole different bank balance. That's your soul bank balance, right? So if people spend as much time worrying about how to make a difference as they do about how they could make money, then they would soon find themselves rich beyond belief. On a final note, really, really get this, because we're nearly complete here. Choose a potential reality that you want. Make it so real that you can see it, you can feel it, you can taste it, and you can hear it. Live in that reality in your thoughts and your feelings every single day. And give thanks ahead of the actual event, because this is what you're doing. Your body will experience the future reality you want as if it is happening right here, right now, in this present moment. Because your body cannot tell the difference between an event that takes place in the physical reality and an event that you've created by your thoughts and emotions. I hope you really get that. If you have your vision, if you have your goals, if you have your intentions written down, when you are reading through them, you need to be in that reality, right? It's really funny. This is hilarious. I'll share this with you guys. Last year, one of my intentions was to be in Bali in March of 2017, right? I could see it. I could see it, right? And then when Brian reached out to me last month and he goes, Erica, I'd like you to speak. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Did I just speak that into reality? Now, I know I'm not there physically, right? But I visualized myself being in Bali. I visualized myself being surrounded in this incredible environment. And virtually, I'm here, right?
Yeah.
And I felt it so, so powerfully, right? Maybe I needed to be more specific. And I needed to be saying, I'm dipping my toes in the water or something like that, right? So I need to work on that. But darlings, what I want you to do before you leave this weekend, I want you to see the reality that you want to create for yourself. If it involves cars, if it involves houses, if it involves locations, if it involves people, if it involves travel, whatever, right? I want you to visualize that every single morning, every single night. I want you to step into that, and I want it to give you goosebumps. Because if you can see it, and you can feel it, and you can taste it, and you can like breathe it in, you have created it already. And the only thing that is waiting to happen now is for you to step into it. It is created somewhere out there. If you can see it, it's there, right? And now it's just a matter of you stepping into that. So at the very beginning, I asked you if you all believed that you could create your own reality. And this is how you do it. This is exactly how you do it. And I'll give you another example. I have a vision of this beautiful Balinese style house that I'm living in. It's got beautiful brown wooden beams. It has white flowing curtains. I can see the ocean. I can feel the wind on my body. I even see the kitchen. I see all the food in my kitchen, right? I have no clue where this house is. I have no clue, right? But you cannot tell me that at one point in my future, I will not be living in that house. I don't know where it is. I've got no clue, but I see it. It is so real, right? And that's what I want you guys to do. Create your reality as if you are living in it right now. And you envision it, you embody it, you feel it every single day. And what will happen is the universe will rearrange around you to put people, and events and stuff in your path to guide you to that future reality that you've already created. Now, I can't see you raise your hands, but by show of hands, do you get this? Just yell out if you do.
Yeah.
Do you get it? Okay. This is so powerful, guys. So dream big, my friends. Dream big, bigger than you've ever dreamed before. Because if you can create it in your mind, you can create it in your reality. And there's 3 books I strongly, strongly, strongly recommend you have access to if you've not read them already. The first one is Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. If some of us are running blueprints that are a little bit dodgy around money, this book will fix them. The second book is The Millionaire Messenger by Brendon Burchard. And literally, you can turn your expert calling into $1 million message using the tools that you have in a Power Network to make that so. The blueprint is within that book. I strongly encourage you to read that 3 times. 1, super fast. 2, a little bit slower. The 3rd time, focus on every single word and how you can make an impact on your exact laser target audience. The last one is Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. This book completely breaks down the energetic state of your body and the energetic state of your mind to create any reality that you want. Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself was one of the most powerful books I have ever read on the subject of conscious creation. So, darlings, that's it from me. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and come back to you. You are screen sharing. Where's the stop button?
Browser.
I practiced this yesterday. Say what?
Back to your browser somehow. I had the same thing yesterday myself. I hovered down below and got back to my, click on your browser and then you'll find.
Because yesterday I practiced this and there was a stop button right there.
Yeah. Hover around somehow.
Oh, I don't believe this is happening.
Maybe. Yeah. There we are.
I'm here. Oh my God, do you know what I did? I just hit the screen share button again. Woohoo! All right, guys, darlings, I just want to thank you so much for allowing me to come into your beautiful world here for an hour. And the intention that I set before I came on live was that every single one of you, by sharing the content that I shared, would step into the most powerful version of yourself. Because every single one of you here is here for a reason. You're not here by accident, okay? You're here because something powerful called you to this environment, to these leaders, the beautiful leaders, Terry and Brian and Sarita. You've been called here for a reason. Now what I want you to do when you go home is step into the most powerful version of yourself, taking everything that you've learned this weekend and wrapping it around your expert calling. Understanding that you can completely control your brain at any single moment to create the reality that you want. Realizing that right now in this very moment, you are already a leader. Why? Because you're here. Again, not everyone gets to events, but leaders do. You've made a leadership decision by being here. So when you go home a new person. You do not go home the same person that you were when you stepped in here. You've raised the bar. You've raised the bar. Do you all get that by show of hands? Do you get that? You've raised the bar by being here. All right, my darlings. So, sweeties, thank you so much for inviting me here. It's been such a privilege to share, and I pray that my words have had an impact on each and every one of you.
They certainly have, and I mean, it just feels like you just raised the bar just an extra notch, just with what you've shared. You have such a way of simplifying what can be overwhelming. Like, I really see that, and we really appreciate how you've broken down those powerful concepts that I know I certainly, Thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you.
You're so welcome, Doug. One of the things that Alex and I have always done is keep it simple, right? We've always kept it simple. We've never complicated anything, because I think when you complicate stuff, you make it really difficult for people to go, oh, I can do that, right? But people see me making those dumb videos where my dog barks all over me and my hair goes in my mouth, and they're like, oh, I can do that, right? They see these simple blogs I put out and they're like, oh, I can do that, right? They see simple stuff and they go, I can do that, right? So guys, you have everything you need right at your fingertips right now to go out there and totally crush it in whatever area you want to. You have amazing leaders in this room. And again, thank you so much for allowing me to come into your environment and share with you. It has been such an honor. And I'm jealous that I'm not actually there dipping my toes in the water, but virtually, I made my intention come true. So nice, thank you. God bless. Enjoy the rest of your time in Bali. Mwah. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you.
Much
Thank you,
love.
darlings. Bye, darlings.
See you.